Hello listeners, thank you for returning. I've been craving some Am I the Arsehole stories, so I've got some juicy posts for you today, and please enjoy some Crash Bandicoot gameplay for the background. On to the judgment, and don't forget to let me know your thoughts on these stories in the comments. Am I the arsehole for telling my daughter's dying grandma she can't see her? The paternal grandma of my daughter, who's 12 and a half, reached out to me today asking to rekindle her relationship with my daughter while she's terminally ill with respiratory issues and in the final stages. She hasn't seen or talked to my daughter in probably 9 or 10 years. Her son, my daughter's dad, also has nothing to do with my daughter. Honestly, I'm not even sure if my daughter knows this grandma even exists anymore. My plan would be to keep it from her even after her grandma passes until she's older to process the feelings. She is just at such a delicate age and couldn't even handle her hamster passing away. Even though the connection isn't there, just because of the title grandma, I know my daughter would take it very hard. This would also be her first close relative death we would go through. I initially told her no for my daughter's sake, and she said she understood and would make the same decision. But now I find myself guessing if I'm making the right decision. It's difficult, because this is only for her grandma. It really doesn't seem like it will benefit your daughter at all to get to know this person before they pass. It's only going to introduce sadness and grief into her life. But on the other side of it, that grandma will die knowing her son had a little girl who she will never get to meet. And I also feel like the sooner you can introduce a child to the concept of death, as morbid as it sounds, will benefit them in the long run. And maybe having that first death in the family be someone she was never emotionally connected to will help her understand easier in the future, with little pain now. It really sucks that the OP has to be the one to make the decision. Someone on the post leaves a pretty fair comment. They say, "Let me rewrite this. Should I introduce my 12-year-old daughter to a dying stranger who will inevitably dump a lifetime of emotions onto my child before dying? Best case scenario, it will leave my child utterly confused but more likely traumatized, especially about why her mother made her a therapist for a dying stranger." It's a very fair point, but they are making an assumption that this person wants to dump a lifetime of emotions onto the child. Listeners, please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Am I the arsehole for yelling at an obese woman in a movie theatre? Oh, I'm so up for this one. I'm such a grumpy moviegoer. I don't see how her being obese can be relevant though, but we'll find out. Hi everyone. Tonight I went to the movies to see The Backrooms with my partner. We arrived just as the movie had started, settled in and began watching. About 30 to 45 minutes into the movie, a couple came and sat right next to us. Usually, I wouldn't care if someone comes into the movie late, as I know I've been there before. However, this couple came in making a ridiculous amount of noise. I'm talking multiple wrappers of food getting tossed around and crinkled every few seconds. Non-stop chatter between the two of them for, I'm not even kidding, 15 minutes. The woman kept burping loudly in between them talking to each other. They were half whispering, but in a silent theatre it was incredibly noticeable and enraging. The woman also kept obnoxiously pointing at the screen and going, oh, look at that, to her boyfriend of like completely non-eventful shots from the film, and then would loudly kiss him. God, that sounds like torture. The noise of someone loudly kissing genuinely makes me want to be sick. After putting up with this for roughly 20 minutes, I finally snapped. I turned to them and loudly said, "Are you two going to keep talking or can you shut the fuck up? It's extremely distracting." I'd be lying if I said I didn't channel some inner resentment for that. They just stared at me and then didn't talk for the rest of the movie, so I guess mission accomplished. I know I probably shouldn't have cursed, but at a certain point it's just ridiculous how some people don't give a single fuck about the people around them. Same kind of people who cut you off in traffic while drooling on their phones. Anyway, that's it. Let me know if I was the arsehole. Yeah, as I thought, there was no relevance for her being obese. To be honest, shaming her for being obese for no real reason kinda makes you the arsehole. But as a self-contained story, no. I'm all for this behaviour. I want cinema police that remove people for talking loudly or sitting on their phones, taking phone calls, farting, because everyone's got to sit there and deal with that, and crisps in a cinema. What is that about? The loudest food possible served to be eaten for a movie that's cost hundreds of millions of pounds to make. The thought that they've put in all this effort to be background noise while some wank stain eats a 3-course meal. Okay, ran over. Let me know your thoughts. Am I overreacting over my friend getting cheated on and dropping me? I've been friends with this guy. We'll call him John. John and I have been best buds for 3 or 4 years now. I am a female. This is relevant to the story. John meets Jane about 6 months ago. At first I was supportive. He barely gets any pull and I was happy for him. John and Jane start talking and after a month or so, she asks him to unfollow me. However, I wasn't aware of this decision. So I continue texting John on iMessage, only to find out weeks later he actually blocked me on Spotify, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, the whole shebang. I respect it, I don't know why, but a heads up would have been great. I come to find out while they were talking that she was manipulative and obsessive over him, checking his phone, etc. The substance issue with her was constantly involved as well. A couple months pass by and I get a text saying she cheated. He unblocks me and I get an apology. We're good, mind you. I barely have any social life and he was my best friend for a good 4 years, so obviously I'd go back to him. He rambles on and on about how she was a terrible person and cheated on him. She would also show up to his house uninvited, and she got with another guy right after he broke up with her. Even now, I've been receiving texts from him saying that he misses her. Classic first love, I get it. I listen to his worries but remind him all the terrible things she's done. Sorry, this post is written quite badly and it's quite disjointed. I've rearranged it as best I can to make sense, but finally there's a text exchange between OP and the guy friend, which has happened following all this grief he's been feeling. I'm meeting her. Oh, okay. Good luck and stay safe. You're gonna hate me. I asked her to take me back. She was reluctant. She said we have to start really slow again. And you gotta be really slow to go back to a girl that cheated on you. We spoke about it. I don't think she intentionally did anything. I don't honestly believe she'd ever do something like that again. Keep telling yourself that. She's still on the fence about it. What do you mean she's still on the fence? God's sake. Sorry, she's still on the fence about it. About taking me back. I hope she does. I'd feel so much better. I hope you get some self-respect because as your friend, I'm pissed to see how low you'd go. You can't endure the pain for a couple of months. You don't know how bad it is. I know what it's like to break up with someone, but when you pull this bullshit like, she wouldn't do something like that again. And that's the end. OP says that he ends up meeting up with her again and is back to blocking OP on every platform. Am I overreacting? No, you're not overreacting. But when dealing with someone going through a breakup, you need to take a different approach than, I hope you get some self-respect. He's already feeling so awful that he wants to trust and forgive the person who's caused him all this pain. If you push against him from the other side with insults and pity, then it's just going to reinforce his decision to choose her. You need to just be patient, and you need to be there for him. One of two things will happen. She will either really have changed, never cheat on him again, and they'll live happily ever after, so to speak. Or she'll cheat again, he'll see she hasn't changed, and hopefully realise that she can't change and move on. Like I said, whatever happens, you just need to be there for him when he does realise that. Okay, last story I think. I've really enjoyed this one. I think we've had some great topics. Am I the arsehole for refusing to put effort in my marriage? I, 28F, have been married to my husband, 27M, for a few years. 3 years ago, he was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I have been incredibly supportive, and clinically, he is doing fine. He holds down a decent paying job, but I earn more than him. About a year ago, we bought our first home. The problem is that my husband is incredibly passive and lazy, and he uses his diagnosis as a shield. He goes to work, comes home, and then obsessively plays video games for hours. That is it. He does not clean unless I explicitly nag him. He cannot cook, and he has no passion for anything outside of his screen. I recently realised I have completely taken on the role of his mother. I handle the yard work, the cooking, the cleaning, and the mental load. When we bought our house, I did 100% of the work. Met the realtor, filled out the paperwork, planned everything. He just showed up. It's so bad that when his brother recently asked him a basic question about the home buying process, my husband had literally no idea how we even did it. Lately, he's been obsessively insisting that we have kids. I strongly want children, but I firmly refuse to have them with him. If we have a baby, I know I will be stuck being pregnant, making every adult decision, working my long hours with a 1-hour commute, and doing all the childcare while he plays games. To give him a chance to step up, I gave him 2 challenges. I asked him to help with weeding on his day off this week, Friday to Sunday. The weekend is over, he didn't touch the yard and just played games. Then, I told him he was responsible for cooking for 1 month to show he can contribute. We are in week 2 and he hasn't cooked a single thing. Because of this, I've completely stopped caring and dropped the rope. I started cooking only small portions for myself and refused to share with him. I left the yard work. The kitchen is a mess and the house is starting to stink. He finally put a few dishes in the dishwasher tonight, but I feel entirely checked out. I refuse to remind an adult of his basic duties anymore. I feel massive resentment. I felt guilt because he supported us financially for 2 years while I was a full-time student, but back then this dynamic was fair. He worked and I handled the schooling and 100% of the housework. Now I work long hours, make over 30k more than him, and I'm still expected to do everything. Even for my birthday, after telling him exactly what I like, he waited until the last minute and bought me an $8 tiny bottle of Jergens lotion from Walmart. I feel like I'm raising a child, not living with a partner. I want out. Am I the asshole for giving up, letting the house go to mess, and refusing to have children with him? I don't want to say yes, because obviously you're not the one causing this horrible situation. But it sounds like you're staying with him to martyrize yourself. You don't need to be with him. You're obviously not supposed to be together, and you're making both of you unhappy by staying in this relationship. I mean, he wouldn't leave. Everything is being done for him. He can sedate himself in his video games and feel all the happiness he needs from his life. But you're growing to resent him, which I'm sure he doesn't want, and you're feeling exponentially unfulfilled, which you don't want. He's proved he's not willing to do anything to change. So do both of you a favour, get a divorce, sell the house, and move on before you make an innocent human collateral damage. The rest is just time and confetti. Move on. Thank you very much for making it this far. I'll continue the Crash playthrough on my next video, probably through to Crash 4, then maybe Crash Team Racing, who knows. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one.